some smart cookies there.
Yeah, he did well, didn't he?
Really well, really on it. We're joined now by Countdown mathematician Rachel Riley and maths teacher Gary Chambers, who you might recognise from Educating Greater Manchester. Good morning to you both.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Were you always, because obviously your job is all about being brilliant at maths and making sure that everyone gets the answers that no one on the panel has got. Were you always good at maths?
I was, yeah. I had a natural aptitude for it, and it's one of those things that you get an inordinate amount of praise if you're good at, because people see it as such a difficult thing. So if you're good, you get, you know, a tick and you think that's great and you carry on and you do more, and that's kind of what happened to me. But the problem with that is some people get a big cross and think they get it wrong, and then they turn off it really early as well.
But isn't that part of the problem, Gary, that there is either right or wrong? It's not like English or history, perhaps, where interpretation is as important. With maths, you show your workings and you get to the answer.
Yeah, but we try to make our students, to make the examiners work a little bit. So if you can show some correct working out, there are marks available there as well. So it's showing what you know and get it down on paper, then you can build from there, like what Rachel said. So even if part of it's only right, you've still got a chance because you've got something to work with there.
What are the problems then, Gary? For, let's say, I'm sure you get some pupils who come to secondary school who don't know their times tables. What difficulties does that cause?
Well, we were speaking about it outside, and it gives you a break in the formula, you know, so where they want to move on, it causes like a little bit of a handbrake for them. So where you should be doing a calculation, they just sort of struggle on a certain part of it. And it's something as simple as a multiplication can stop them moving on to something more complex. So it is key in the big picture of things.
Rachel, we were saying that we quite enjoyed being tested at school, but I don't know, I mean, did you ever play that game? Oh, you all stand up in the class and your teacher starts doing loads of times tables, and then you sit down when you've kind of lost your way and the last one standing is the winner. Did you do that?
I never did that. Something similar, but not
Well,
that.
we do that, but I loved it, but I wonder if those, like you say, who perhaps don't see maths as their strong point, it's just another almost saying, you're still not good enough.
Well, I think the great thing I'm loving about this interview is you're so positive about maths and the way you're speaking about it. Because away from, you know, having to learn your times tables or do tests or whatever, I think the most important thing for getting our country more numeric, because only half of adults at the moment are at the right level of numeracy that they should be, is having a positive attitude and stop saying, I can't do maths, it's not for me, and passing that on to kids. And that comes from parents, it comes from teachers, and it's all about the way we speak about it. So I'm really enjoying how enthusiastic you are.
There is a negative side to it as well, because there are a lot of people watching this morning going, I don't need to know my times table to get through life. I don't need to know it to make breakfast. I don't need to do it in my job. So why did I have to go through so much trauma at school over it?
I think the data and, you know, common sense says actually you do need maths, you do need numeracy, and whether you think of it
use it without thinking as well, don't they?
They absolutely do, and it's more about having a feel for numbers, a feel for numeracy, knowing what you're doing. You just said to me, you know your 72 times table, and I said, I don't, I just know my 75 and my 3, and from that I can put it together and solve problems. So I think the maths that people are using in the real world is often really, really simple maths, but put into complex situations.
I mean, you know, you've been on Countdown as well, haven't you?
Yes, yes.
The Dictionary Corner, and you watch you doing the maths and working it out when no one else can do it. Do you think that you get better at it because you're always working at it?
Yeah, I mean, when I applied for my job, I had an interview, and I just done a maths masters at Oxford, and I hadn't used numbers for 4 years, so I had to go back and relearn my times tables. So I literally had a Countdown puzzle book. I was commuting to my job, and I was doing that. And the more you do it, it's the better you get. And even from the comedians that come on 8 out of 10 Cats, some of them were forced to do the maths game and play Countdown at the start, and having done 90 odd of them later, they're better and they've got that enthusiasm for it because they've improved.
Gary, looking at what we've put in our screens in the studio, I mean, this doesn't look like fun. It's not like examining. Well, no. Actually, for me, I'm quite excited by this. But for a lot of people, it's not the same as examining a beautiful piece of art and thinking about how that was constructed, or a timeline in history, or the politics of an event.
Yeah.
How do you make this attractive and look attractive so that you can practice it, be inspired to practice it?
It's the fantastic art of teaching, isn't it? You know, you've got to break things down. What's there is irrelevant, really. It's a passion and the sort of drive you put into it, and you get these young people to sort of inspire to get involved in that. And once you start breaking things down, like what Rachel said, then you can start to piece things together. And when people start to learn, we all want to learn things, don't we? Everybody likes to learn. And once you start to put bits together and you make it interesting and you set challenges, then you want to learn, and everybody improves.
You might like, but Perry, you might like what we're trying to do on breakfast a little bit later on this year, aren't you? Because Naga is taking a challenge. Do you want to
Yes,
explain?
all three of us are doing it. We're going back to school, who had various levels of success at school with our GCSEs. And we've been challenged and we've accepted. Some refused. We've accepted.
I just say I was happy for others to do it. I'm a bit too busy to do my maths GCSE again.
We've accepted the challenge. He doesn't need to do it. And we've been given some questions in a start. Take a look at how we're going to it.
Up in the morning and out to school.
We're going back to school.
Good morning. My name is Mr. Seagull and I'm going to be your maths teacher. So in 4 months' time, you're going to be sitting the maths GCSE for real.
Expand and simplify, m plus 7, m plus 3. What does expand and simplify mean?
What did I get at school for maths? O-level D.
I always loved maths, but I haven't seen a maths paper for years.
I wonder if I'm just beyond that point in my life and it's a bit too late.
We can do this, Tim. We can do this.
Yes, we can.
I wasn't you, was it? I am so bored on the... What's your trigonometry
What happens in the classroom stays in the classroom, I'm afraid, Daniel.
Thank you very much for coming in this morning. So,
I suppose we just one little thing,
Yeah.
hints of anyone who's kind of starting again, who's learning again. What would you say?
Well, I would say National Numeracy is having its first big National Numeracy Day on 16th of March. You can go online and do an actual health check of your maths, of your numeracy, and they tell you how you're doing, and there's all the help and advice on there. Otherwise, you know, everyday maths when you're at the supermarket, use your brain first.
Use your brain first. It kind of applies to everything, really, doesn't it? Yeah. Rachel, Gary, thank you very much.
turn it into a game. Turning everything into a
Yeah,
game almost.
absolutely. Make it
fun.
Well, yeah.
Should we play with the weather?
You often do, so you might as well. Go on
I
then.
do enjoy it.